Leland, the Pentagon ruling out shooting the thing down because of safety concerns. It's the size of 3 buses. But will that be seen as a weak response by the U.S.?
Well, they're saying they're not shooting it down because of safety concerns. You tell everybody to stay inside for 15 minutes. You close the airport in Montana, as Robert Sherman talked about. You bring the thing down, and then you get all of the intelligence of learning what kind of sensors the Chinese have. So you really got to call hogwash on what the Pentagon is saying is the reason they're not shooting it down, although there may be some very good reasons. We had General Philip Breedlove on last night on the program who made the point that we shoot down their balloon over U.S. airspace, then they start shooting down U.S. aircraft flying over what they declare as their airspace in the South China Sea. These things have a tendency to escalate rather quickly. So there may be very good reasons. It's worth at times like this to believe perhaps that what the Pentagon and what the White House is saying has the possibility of being true. It also has the possibility of being a cover story for a lot of other things that could also be true.
Well, and I have a feeling that you're going to call hogwash on China's response that says, quote, China is a responsible country that has always strictly abided by international laws, and it has no intention of violating the territory and airspace of any sovereign country, end quote. Your response?
I guess OJ's still searching for the real killer, right?
I'm going to let you finish that sentence.
Well, speaks for itself. Okay. These are affairs of state, and this is a full contact sport. We do this to them; they do this to us. Sometimes it's publicized, sometimes it's not. But sometimes there's statements made that say, go fly a kite. Sometimes there's statements saying, we have no idea what this could possibly be. On and on and on. So it's not, none of this seems all that surprising. It's kind of shocking to see it. And obviously, you go back to the way this was dealt with in the past. You think about the U-2 being shot down by Russia in the 50s and Gary Powers. This is the way things get very complicated very quickly. The one other piece of timing I would add to this, or two other pieces of timing from Allison's excellent reporting, is that Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin is in the Philippines right now getting leases on 4 new bases for the U.S. military to surround those islands that the Chinese have built in the South China Sea. And it had been pretty vocal about these bases are there to confront China. So the timing on this isn't really that coincidental. And then you go forward less than a week, and President Biden addresses Congress. The one bipartisan agreement in Congress right now is the need to confront China. And President Biden is going to be is going to have to answer to that constituency in Congress, which is becoming an increasingly vocal one, about what he's doing. So again, why now? If this has happened at times in the past, why is the Pentagon decided, yesterday afternoon, Thursday afternoon at 4 p.m. to go, oh, by the way, there's a Chinese spy balloon over the U.S. It's been there for a few days. Don't worry.
It really is bizarre. I mean, and like you said, not surprising at all, because if you look at what everybody from comic books to conspiracy theorists have said, this doesn't sound crazy. It doesn't sound outlandish. But the Defense Department says something like this has been going on for years. We just weren't ever told about it. So like you said, why they decided to say this now? What would happen if the U.S. sent a spy balloon over China?
Who says we're not already doing it? Often. We send our data collection planes all the time over the South China Sea and over the islands that China declares as their sovereign territory, and fly right over and wave. And the Chinese send up fighter jets and intercept our planes. And we've seen over the past couple of months, especially, those encounters have gotten tenser and tenser. You go back to the Bush administration. There was the time that a U.S. Spy plane was intercepted by a Chinese jet. There was a midair collision. The plane had to land at a Chinese base. You had Americans held hostage by the Chinese. I think it was for almost 2 weeks. So these things have the ability to escalate. And you obviously, if you're the Pentagon, you don't want to say, oh, by the way, we're not shooting this down so China doesn't shoot our stuff down. But there is this give and take. And I think what's interesting to me is the comment by the Pentagon that we know and we have taken measures to assure the American people and to protect America's secrets so that this balloon is not collecting any meaningful intelligence. Well, how on earth do you know that?
Yeah.
We have no idea what kind of sensors are on this. We can guess. They're taking images of the nuclear missile fields. They're also gathering signals intelligence about the radio communications between all of these U.S. military bases. We know the Chinese were trying to build that grain elevator next to a U.S. military base and a nuclear equipped bomber base in Grand Forks, North Dakota, which is not far from this. But how is it possible that we can say with any degree of certainty that this isn't collecting some really valuable information?
Or that it's not collecting the kind of information that's already being retrieved by satellites, which is what the Defense Department brought up. So again, it's what we don't know. Leland, always good to talk to you about China and about this spy balloon. Even sounds creepy. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.